Hello folks, these EV lease deals just keep getting better at the moment, and once again this is probably the best selection of EV lease deals I've ever shown on this channel. Really some incredible stuff in here. Some of these are 2-year deals. I just want to give you a heads up. They're all on 10,000 miles a year, but some are 2-year deals rather than 3. If any of the deals are gone at the time you click through the link to LeaseLoco, which I know you'll do, it's in the video description and pinned as a top comment. That's how I support the channel. If any of the deals are gone at that time, please just check back later in the day or perhaps the next day. You may find the deal has returned. And I'm delighted to say that this episode is sponsored by Ancharge. More on that later. We're starting off with the Aura 03, the artist formerly known as the Funky Cat. Good news for those of you that tried to insure one of these and had problems. It's now got an ABI code, so hopefully it's now much easier to insure one of these than you may have found previously. Now, including the broker fee, this one's £999 up front and then £215 a month. It is a 2-year deal, 10,000 miles a year. We've seen this car a million times before, so I'm moving on. The EC4X is next. We've seen this one a few times before as well, but don't worry, some new stuff coming soon. This one's 100 kilowatt E-Series, 50 kilowatt hour, 328 quid a month with 985 up front. By the way, the upfront prices may seem a little bit higher when I'm reading them out in this video, and that's because LeaseLoco have updated this so it shows the initial payment and the broker fee. All right, but it is still in essence 3 months up front we're looking at. It's just the broker fees included in that 985 quid. 136 horsepower, 223 miles of range, 510 litres of boot space. Average on it's been £606 a month, currently £328. Link to LeaseLoco in the video description. Look at this one, the Ioniq 5. As you know, one of my favourite electric cars. It's the SE Connect 58 kilowatt hour automatic, 238 miles of range, 170 brake horsepower, insurance group 29 and 527 litres of boot space. Brilliant things. I think the design is a little bit love or hate. I absolutely love it. I think it looks awesome. Let's look at the price history on it. Over the last year, £503 a month has been the average on that. At its peak, £763. Currently, the lowest price we've seen it in the last 12 months, £370 and 70 pence. I think that's actually the lowest price I've ever seen it. This one, by the way, is a 3-year deal, $1,300 up front and 10,000 miles a year. Now, let me tell you about Ancharge. You may or may not have seen a video I did recently. I'm going to put a link to it at the end of this video, and it really shows you everything that Ancharge can do. So hang around for that. It's completely free, and what's more, you can earn a few quid from it. It's not a charging app, all right? So you're not going to pay for your charging with this. Probably ZapMap or something is better if you want to actually find a charging station. But what this helps you do is improve the charging network for everyone else. So basically, when you visit a public charger, you can open up the app and get a task, basically a survey, if you like, asking lots of questions about the charger, the area it's in. It'll ask you to take some pictures and things like that. And importantly, you can also report if there are any faults with the charging unit. And that means with charge point operators that they partner with, that gets reported to them immediately. And that gives that charge point operator a chance to send out someone to go and deal with that issue, however minor it may be, perhaps before it becomes a major issue. And all this crowdsourced data that's being gathered by Ancharge is being shared with people like Google, so that when you go and search for charging points, you can read reviews, you can see pictures, you can see, oh, actually, there aren't any toilets available. Actually, it's really rubbish if you're in a wheelchair. All this kind of stuff which could be really useful for you. Now, every time you complete one of these tasks, you get some kilometers, which are basically like reward points, and you can choose to spend those on anything you like, including things like Octopus vouchers, Amazon vouchers, and the like. Really great little app with a nice user interface. I strongly suggest you watch the main video at the end of this one if you want to find out more. But if you're ready to go ahead and download it now, it's available on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, completely free. And use the code NOTAGURU when you sign up, and you'll start off with some completely free kilometers to get you started. And I'd just like to say a massive thanks to Ancharge for sponsoring this video. Go and support them. Still deals knocking around on the Solterra, 419 quid a month with 1,258 up front. That's on a 3-year deal. That is on 10,000 miles a year. 441 litres of boot space, 257 miles of range, 218 horsepower, There's a lot to like about the car at that price, I have to say. Average on it's been 660 quid, currently 419. Folks, I've just realised my fat head's been blocking half the screen for most of this video, so apologies for that. Lexus RZ 450e is next. This is an amazing deal. Based on the same platform as that Solterra. However, you get more range, more power, bit more everything. Certainly a bit of a better interior as well. 271 miles of range, 313 horsepower, 5.6 seconds to 62. Very nice car, but the real star of the show here is the price. Look at this, 875 a month has been the average over the last 12 months, and at its peak, it was 1,200 quid a month. It was actually this time last year, it was 1,200 quid, and it's been hovering around about £1,000 a month for quite a big proportion of the year, and it's only in recent weeks that it started to drop down. But this is an amazing price, 446 a month versus an average of 875. As you can see, it's not a bad looking car, this. Nice interior. There we go, there's the interior. Really decent infotainment system in modern Toyotas, and I like it. Up front is £1,640, then 446 a month. This is a 2-year deal. If you wanted to go up to a 3-year deal, it's going to cost you an extra 63 quid a month. It's not quite as good a Loco score, but it's still very decent. You're looking at 505 quid then on the 3-year deal, but the 2-year one certainly looks quite attractive. However you do it, it's a great price at the moment compared to what we've seen in the last 12 months. MG4 X-Power is next, 377 quid a month, 1,332 up front, 239 miles of range, 435 brake horsepower, and 0 to 62 in 3.8 seconds. We know plenty about this, don't we? I've obviously recently reviewed one, so you can, of course, go and check that out. The average price on it's been 419 quid, currently 377. There are better deals in this video, I have to say. However, if you want sheer performance for your pounds, you can't beat this. Kia Niro EV. This is a bit of an unsung hero at times, the Niro EV, because it's a blooming good car. 378 quid a month with 1,434 up front. 285 miles of range. This is one thing where it's a little bit of a sleeper. A lot of people don't realise that a lot of these Kia EVs offer a bit more range than quite a lot of the competition. There are so many cars available that offer 250 miles of range, around about there. 285 in this. 201 brake horsepower, 475 litres of boot space, so no slouch in the practicality department. Average on it's been 440 a month. At its peak, 489. 378, the current price, is the lowest one we've seen it in the last 12 months. Very capable little car, won loads of awards. It's in 3 trim as well, which is quite a decent spec. You know, it's one below sort of top spec on Kia. So definitely worth having a look at that. Great deal. And if range is key for you, look at this VW ID5, 327 miles of range, 204 brake horsepower, insurance group 31, 549 litres of boot space, 8.4 seconds to 62. Big family wagon. That's it. 409 quid with 1,227 up front. And if we look at the price history on this, you'll see this time last year it was £651 a month. Currently at 409, it's the lowest price we've ever seen it. The average over the last 12 months has been 545. It's just another fantastic deal, and they just keep coming, folks. Still some great deals around on the Nissan Ariya. 440 quid a month with 1,620 up front. You're probably very familiar with my thoughts on the Ariya. I really like that car. I think it's surprisingly very, very good. 714 quid a month, that was this time last year. Average 585, currently 440. That's on a 3-year deal. Next, we've got the Ioniq 6. I'm not going to bore you with all the stories about this again. A simply superb car. It's just brilliant in pretty much every way, apart from if you want to load a ton of luggage into it. Aside from that, it's a wonderful touring car. It's brilliant. 339 miles of range. The charging time is incredible. 18 minutes, I think, from 10 to 80 on a fast charger. The rate at which you can charge this on a fast charger is astounding, quite frankly. 228 brake horsepower, insurance group 36. This time last year, it would have cost you 753 quid. Currently 455 with 1,666 up front. This is a 3-year deal, by the way. If you haven't driven one, just go and do it, because it's a lovely, lovely thing. A serious piece of kit, folks. Next, we've got the Kia EV6. This one's in GT line trim, which is right up there. 77.4 kilowatt hour, 513 quid a month, 1,779 up front on a 3-year deal. Ignore this range figure because it's completely wrong. I'm sure the range is over 300 on it, but I don't know. Do your own research on that, folks, because it's definitely not 204. In the last year, the average price has been £644 a month. This is 513, and in fact, 513 quid a month is the cheapest we've seen it in the last year. At its peak, it was 744. Currently, 513 with 1,779 up front. Please remember to use that link to LeaseLoco that's in description and pinned as the top comment. The Polestar 2 long range single motor, 472 quid a month with 1,718 up front. This is a 3-year deal on 10,000 miles a year, and this is the big range winner. 406 miles of range, the only car in today's video that's got over 400 miles of range, 405 litres of boot space, 299 brake horsepower, and 0 to 62 in 6.1 seconds. It's a brilliantly made thing. It's a lovely thing to drive. You've got a big sort of wraparound dash cockpit kind of experience. Brilliant infotainment system in that, which is all based on Android. It's just a great thing. 472 quid a month with 1,700 up front. Ford Mustang Mach-E next. This is premium 91 kilowatt hour rear wheel drive, 372 miles of range, 294 brake horsepower, 402 litres of boot space. The upfront on that one's 1,625, 3-year deal on 10,000 miles a year. 0 to 62 on it is 7 seconds. And let's look at the price history. Average on it's been £794 a month. At its peak, it was over £1,000, 1,068, and it's currently 17 quid a month, and the lowest price we saw it, which was about a week ago. All right, 477 quid a month, 625 up front. Still some good deals around on the ID Buzz. We've seen them slightly cheaper, but these are still good deals at the moment. 150 kilowatt Life Pro 77 kilowatt hour, 484 a month. This is on a 2-year deal with 1,700 up front. 204 brake horsepower, insurance group 31, 1,121 litres of boot space, 258 miles of range, and 0 to 62 in 10.2 seconds. Massively spacious, massively practical, and they've just got the cool factor. I mean, that's just a cool looking thing. Really nice to drive as well. 484 a month with 1,723 up front. Tesla Model Y is always worth a look. The price has gone up. You could get one a bit cheaper than this literally like a couple of weeks ago. But currently 546 a month with 1,600 up front on a 3-year deal. As you can see, the average on it's been 564, at its peak 694, and it bottomed out at 492, and that was just a couple of weeks ago. It was at 492, an amazing price. It's gone up 50 quid, but that at what's its second best price of the year is still, you know, quite a tempting thing to look at. However, it really highlights the value in some of the other cars in this video as well. As I said at the start of this, I think it's a fantastic time to be leasing an EV. The prices have never been better. You've never had more choice. You know, we've seen cheap EV lease deals in the past, but they tend to have been on the smaller cars or the less kind of premium brands. And I think we've got some really great stuff in this video. And I hope you've found this video useful. Please don't forget to use that link to LeaseLoco. I know I bang on about it. I know it's boring, but it makes a massive difference to me if you do. And please go and support AndCharge. AndCharge were good enough to sponsor this video. The app is completely free. If you use the code NOTAGURU, you'll get some points to get you started off with, some kilometers as they call them. And as I said, by using that, you're helping the community. You're probably increasing the reliability of public charging network. And of course, you can earn yourself a few quid while you're doing it. And there is no catch. So the video about AndCharge is coming up now. So go, I don't know, I never know which way it is. I should by now, shouldn't I? But it's up there somewhere. Go and click on it and watch it and like it and download the app and use the code NOTAGURU. Thanks.